Who's that gorgeous lady? Betty Ting Pei. Betty, born in Beijing, is a Taiwanese actress who had worked for Shaw Brothers in the 60s. Due to her good-looking body, Betty has always been assigned to play some more revealing and evil roles. In fact, she is versatile, she sings well, and dances especially well, but people only focus on her sexy performances. Her role is gradually stereotyped, so she hasn't had a masterpiece since debut. She seems to be brooding over the disappointments that life has dealt her. Wow, she is adorable.
I agree with no reservation.
Bruce Lee died half a century ago. Speculation and rumors over the mysterious demise of the late action star Bruce Lee remain, even though it was a case of death by misadventure concluded at the time through an autopsy. As Lee was sent to the hospital from Betty Ting's flat, numerous rumors circulated that she was largely responsible for Lee's death, including that she gave him the fatal painkiller or Lee had taken sex-enhancing drugs while they were making love. Ever since, wherever and whenever people mention Betty Ting, they will call her with an add-on, rumored lover. Let's see if the rumored pair matched with each other. Upon the overwhelming pressure from the media and Lee's fans, Betty only insisted that she has no intimate relationship with Lee and chose not to speak any matters concerning his death anymore. After that, she kept away from outside by staying home. A couple of days later, Betty accepted a TV interview in which she talked about their first meeting, how their friendship started, her comments on Lee's personality, her praise to Hong Kong most people's idol, her feeling over his death, and most of all, her open answer to the rumors. Can you tell us how you met Bruce Lee?
The first time I met Bruce Lee was last year when I just came back from Europe. I met Bruce Lee and his wife and Raymond Chow and his wife at the entrance of the hotel. After Chow's introduction, I met him for the first time.
Did it happen last year?
It was around April or May last year, and we had chat at that time.
After that, was there any cooperation? Filming?
Yes, Chow asked me to make a film after we met.
Shooting Cold-Faced Tiger?
Yes, Cold-Faced Tiger. The script was a bit inappropriate, and I didn't know it well, and we couldn't make it after chatting a lot.
Everyone knows that Cold-Faced Tiger was filmed by another person later.
The result was like this.
You have been friends with Bruce for more than a year. What do you think of him?
He is a very nice person. I have known him for more than a year, but I don't see him often. When I met him, we got along very well. He was very frank and straightforward. He spoke right to the point. He is not a scheming person, and I am the same.
You are frank and straightforward too.
If I have something to say, I say so. It's easy for us to communicate. As you know, he is very knowledgeable. It is good for me to be friends with him. If I don't understand, he can explain it to me.
On this point, everyone has the feeling that he is very straightforward. You know, he passed away. It was sudden, a lot of people were sad. How did you feel?
Of course I was sad. I knew him and I was sad that I lost a friend. The second point is that I am very sad. I think he has brought honor to the Chinese people. He passed away unfortunately. I think it is a great loss to the Chinese people.
You are very reasonable. Here I want to talk to you. Recently, there has been a lot of speculation or gossip that says that Bruce's death has something to do with you. This is quite unfavorable to you. What do you think about this?
I know he is very unfortunate this time. Of course I feel very sad. It's something I never dreamed about. There are many rumors and misunderstandings about me outside. I don't want to give any explanation now, because I think it's useless to explain too much, and I do believe that one day things will come to light.
As expected, Betty kept her mouth tight on any of the rumors between her and Bruce Lee. Facing such a sudden incident, everybody could sense what Betty said at the moment was from Raymond Chow, the director and producer of Golden Harvest. It's understandable that she had to follow Chow's instruction of not to expose the location of Lee's death as to protect the fame of Bruce Lee, the interest of Linda and her kids as well as Golden Harvest. For the latest, Bruce's first Hollywood film, Enter the Dragon, was due to release a week later, and it was expected that it would turn out to be a breakout film. As Golden Harvest was the sole global distributor of all Bruce Lee's films, the potential revenues to be generated would be out of imagination. In 1976, 3 years after Lee's death, the film Bruce Lee and I, starring Betty as herself, was released. The film was said to be all about the truth behind Lee's death, and was co-produced by Betty and Shaw Brothers. As Betty was the first person who had witnessed Lee's death, the film undoubtedly caught the attention of the whole world. From the storyline of the film, the situations concerning their dubious relationship, and the happening before Lee's death, to a large extent, matched with the existing rumors. The film seemingly satisfied the curiosity of the audiences on one hand, but also provided an impression of speaking ill of Bruce Lee on the other. However, most audiences chose not to believe what was told in the film. Moreover, the Dragon fans considered that this was absolutely disrespectful to their idol. Raymond Chow was the previous employee of Shaw Brothers and the right-hand man of its boss Run Shaw. Holding different business concepts, Chow parted with Shaw Brothers and established Golden Harvest. With Chow's brilliance, Golden Harvest swiftly became one of the competitive competitors in the market, especially the rise of the martial arts star Bruce Lee. Shaw Brothers has always regarded Golden Harvest as a thorn in his side. After Lee's death, Golden Harvest's performance showed no sign of fading. For this reason, it cannot be ruled out that the making of the film Bruce Lee and I was a way to hit the opponent hard in the back. Parted for more than 40 years. When they meet again. Thanks.
No thanks, we are still Shaw Brothers.
In 1983, Betty was invited to attend a questioning session held by a Hong Kong TV program. To fulfill the curiosity of the TV audiences, guests invited will be asked straightforward as well as striking questions. For Betty, the most striking question is, did you have vigorous sex with Bruce Lee before he died? Listen to how she responded.
I didn't do any unconscionable act. I lost a good friend and I was very sad. I, Betty Ting, am a person who dares to do an act. If I have done it, I have done it. And if I had sex with Bruce and he died, I would admit it. I don't think there is anything to hide, it's not at all. Although these rumors are unfair to me, I think it is far more unfair to Bruce, because he is no longer in this world. I am very happy to have Bruce Lee as my good friend in this life, because he understands me very well and respects me very much, and I also respect him very much.
Keeping the usual denial is barely acceptable. But she must have forgotten what she showed in Bruce Lee and I was extremely unfair to Bruce Lee. Before this interview, she told the public that she and Bruce Lee were only friends, but now she changed her tone. Bruce Lee would say Betty was keen to send cryptic messages, creating a situation of neither admitting nor denying their intimate relationship. That's probably the best way to keep the rumor alive. In the real world, rumor doesn't hurt. Contrarily, it helps to promote the popularity of the victim or give him or her a big chance of generating huge profits. In 2003, Betty made an announcement of her plans to write her first autobiography at a press conference on the 30th anniversary of Lee's death. The content of which is expected to be around the clarifications of people's misconceptions towards her over the years. In 2006, instead of insisting for years that she and Lee were just friends, Betty admitted that they had been lovers for more than a year before his death during a HK radio interview. Betty chose to reveal her intimate relationship with Bruce Lee at this time, giving us an impression of creating an atmosphere for the launch of her autobiography. From 2013 to 2014, Betty repeated her old tricks, accepting interviews from the media in Hong Kong and mainland China successfully. It is not difficult for a discerning person to see that clarifying past rumors is the second priority, and the main thing is to promote the upcoming autobiography. Here are the main points of the interviews. When asked if Bruce Lee was her lover, she said,
He first expressed his love to me. So, you think, how could I say no to him? He was so special. I did fall in love with him, but it was mutual.
When asked if she wanted to be Bruce Lee's wife, she said,
Being his secret lover, I never thought of breaking into his family.
When asked about her intimate relationship with Bruce Lee, she said,
We were just doing what the lovers did. It was quite normal for lovers to have some sex. Love between two persons is not sinful.
When asked if she had been making love to Bruce Lee on the date of his death, she first denied and then said,
If anyone dies while having sex, it's destiny. I just don't think anyone will die from that.
Almost 40 years after the release of the film Bruce Lee and I, when asked about the controversy of the film, she said,
I made that movie in an unconscious condition, and the plots in it were basically fictitious.
What a good excuse.
For the ending of the interviews, she claimed that she accidentally noticed that Bruce Lee had entrusted his spirit to her. Here is what she said.
Now Bruce Lee's spirit is my spirit. In my world, we are one. He is always with me and supports me. Bruce Lee also invisibly passed on his kung fu to me. For example, my internal strength. As long as I stretch out my muscles, I look like him, and this is not obtained through practice. it can't be practiced. We have to understand that maybe Bruce Lee is really tired, and he entrusted his spirit to me, and I can become a female Bruce Lee.
Betty, you have a mind so imaginative as mine.
One point has to be mentioned, all the media in Hong Kong and mainland China mistakenly announced the interviews in which Betty, for the first time, exposed what those unexposed in the past. As from the content of the interviews, Betty had only given a more elaborate account of the matters in this time. The autobiography, entitled The Best Time with Bruce Lee, The Old Days of Bruce Lee and Me, Half a Lifetime of Practice, A Lifelong Memory, took 12 years from preparation to publication, and finally came out on July 28, 2015, the 42nd anniversary of Lee's death. It was said that the book would reveal secrets about her romance with the late action star Bruce Lee. The book has a total of around 300 pages, and there is only a simplified Chinese version. The initial price tag is about $30 or £30. There are still many people who are interested in the secrets and anecdotes of Bruce Lee and Betty Ting even for more than 40 years. So it can be projected that the royalties Betty will collect through worldwide distribution in the future should not be a small amount. The book is all about her memories with the legendary Bruce Lee during his last year on Earth. For the clarification bit, it's more or less the same as she said in different interviews. Viewing all Betty's words over the years, they are filled with contradictions. Bruce Lee would say Betty Ting seems to be living in her own world of memory as well as imagination, maybe even she herself doesn't know which are true and which are her thoughts. Bearing the name of a secret lover is no good on normal days. But, mockingly, it will serve as a boost to a money-making project. The sales of Betty's autobiography is a typical example. Bruce Lee do believe that everybody would understand her change of stance. This is just a commercial behavior, it is absolutely normal in a commercial world. But one should wonder why her dubious relationship with Bruce Lee can have such sustainability.
No wonder, 'cause it's me.
As a final word, Bruce Lee would say, stop doing anything that may hurt Bruce Lee again, especially those things that embarrassing him. By now, we are not sure whether Bruce Lee and Betty Ting are lovers, but one thing is for sure, Betty is still wearing short hair. Before the two met. After the two met. It is said that there was such a couplet hanging in the home of the rumored lover Betty Ting. Long hair is cut for you, short hair is kept for you. The hairstyle will never change, just to show we will stay together forever. When someone asked her about this, she smiled and responded as follows.
I introduced my hairstylist to him.
Betty, introduce him to me as well.
Sorry Linda, no chance. Raymond, when you're passing, I will be the only one on earth who knows the truth.